Guess who got a new camera? Hey guys, so it is Saturday today. You're here with Shayna and I'm filling in for Lauren. So this week we have only one topic, and the topic is a list of our firsts. So let's get into it. So the first one is, what was your first word? My first word was apparently, my mom says that my first word was TikTok, but I'm not completely convinced that TikTok's a word. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look and see if TikTok's in the dictionary. But if TikTok doesn't count, then I think my first word was like dada or something really boring like that. What was your first job? My first job, I guess unofficially it would have been like babysitting. I started babysitting when I was about 12. But I guess like my first official job with like a paycheck and, you know, resume and interview and all that fun stuff would have been a camp counselor at Green Acres when I was 16. When was your first kiss? My first kiss was when I was 13. Yeah, 13, because it was the summer between grade 7 and 8. And it was really random, actually. My parents and I went to my parents' friend's place who live in Pickering, which is just outside of Toronto. And they have a pool, and there was a boy who lived next door who was my age, I think. And he came over and went swimming, and we sort of hung out that evening. And then he asked if I wanted to go to the park. And when we were at the park, we were sitting on like the steps of this like little play structure thing, and he asked if I would be his girlfriend, and I was like, well, I don't live here, so no. And then he asked if he could kiss me, and I was like, yeah, sure. And then we kissed, and then I never saw him again. Who was my first pet? My first pet would have been my cat Cashmere, who my parents got her actually like a couple of years before I was born. And then she was around until I was about 12. First fear or nightmare? I remember when I was really little, well, not really little, about like 7 or 8, being terrified of the show ER, like for years, until I was about like 14 or 15. I would refuse to watch it because once I walked into my mom's room while she was watching it, and within the span of about 2 or 3 minutes, I saw a guy puking up blood, and I saw another guy who was being wielded on a gurney on PCP, who was biting people. So that scared the shit out of me, and I didn't watch the show again for like a good 7 or 8 years. And it's kind of ironic though, because ER is actually now my favorite TV show of all time. But for years I was absolutely terrified of it, and I would refuse to be in the same room as my mom when she was watching it, which she probably didn't mind. She probably didn't mind that I wasn't bugging her while she was watching her favorite TV show. I don't know, I'm starting to think that maybe this was all sort of planned and on purpose. Well played, Mom. Well played. First alcoholic drink. I think my first alcoholic drink was a screwdriver, so orange juice and vodka when I was about 14 or 15. Yeah, I think that's the first drink I actually had, and like I finished the whole thing, because I think before that I'd had like sips of wine and beer here and there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my first alcoholic drink. First person you thought of this morning? The first person I thought of this morning I think was my friend Jenna, because she stayed over last night and I was wondering if she was still in my house or not. Who was the first person who texted you today? Apparently the first person who texted me today was my mom, because I am super cool and popular like that. What was the first thing Interesting. What was the first thing I did this morning? The first thing I did this morning was let my dog out in the backyard so that I would not wake up later to a bunch of piss on the floor, which happens a lot more regularly than one would hope. What was the first concert I ever went to? I think my first concert, well, technically I guess my first concert was when I was 2 or 3 and my mom took me to see Sharon Lois and Bram. If you don't know who Shayna Stuff and Bram are, they're like they don't exist as a musical group anymore, but they were like a kids trio. But I think my first like real concert I went to that wasn't a children's performer was Kelly Clarkson when I was about 14 or 15. First piercing. I guess my first piercing was when I was 5. My mom and I were in a mall in Florida, and we passed by the store, can never fucking pronounce this store's name, Arden, whatever it's called. And we passed by, and she turns to me and she goes, "Want to get your ears pierced?" And I was like, yeah, alright. So I did, but then I ended up taking the piercings out like a year later because, I don't know, they were infected or they were bugging me or something like that. Oh, the first piercing I got, like, other than just my earlobes, because I have 3 here that I paid for, like, with my own money, would have been, I guess, my cartilage. And last first things question, who was your first roommate? I guess technically, I mean, in first year university, the way my res worked was it was 2 rooms and a bathroom between every 2 rooms. So we didn't really have roommates, we had bathroom mates. So my bathroom mate in first year, her name was Nicole, and I maybe talked to her like, I don't know, maybe 5 times that year, because she was on the varsity soccer team and was basically away for like half the year. And she also had like a different group of friends, like soccer friends, so she seemed nice enough, but I didn't really get to know her all that well. But I guess like my first roommates slash housemates that I actually like shared a like living space with would have been 4 girls. Their names were Jenna, who was the first person I thought of this morning, who stayed at my house last night. Jenna, Kate, Katie, and Allie. So yeah, those are some of my firsts. I hope you guys enjoyed being able to see my face, maybe a little clearer. We'll see how this video turns out. That should be interesting. And I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!